Most of the people who are in the human rights field will agree with me that the best form of government anywhere which is suitable and safe for human rights is a democratic form of government. Of course, there are a number of democracies on earth, but most of them are all namesake democracies. Almost all the countries have some ruling families and they control the strings of power. So we cannot call all these democracies as real democracies. As far as India is concerned, the entire country is in the hands of one single family which has been ruling since independence. A small family or a small group ruling a country cannot be called as a democracy, it can be called only as an oligarchy. So, to fool the people, we have a democracy which is guided and controlled by a very small coterie, a small group of people. Human beings will not achieve the best of standards and the best of living until and unless proper democracy is arrived at. We have all to work towards this end. And these small groups and these ruling families are again controlled by the corrupt businessmen. We have a business family in this country which has amassed a big fortune by mixing naphtha in the petroleum products. There are some families who have misused the monetary system of the country. There are some family who have carried out exports of banned items. In short, most of the people who have become very rich and today control the country have almost all done this through illegal means and methods. Probably people like Tata, Godrej and a few others in the large sector are by and large honest. As far as small scale sector is concerned, most of them are honest and they cannot afford to influence any of the policies or practices of this country. So small scale sector, village sector, agro-based industries are most suited for this country, but we see that the country's land is handed over to the crooked businessmen, large businessmen, who if they need 400 acres to start a petroleum plant, demand and get 4,000 acres of land. The idea is get the land for throwaway prices and make their industry sick and then take more benefits as sick industries and sell the land and make again a fortune. This is how our country has been running. It's very sad that poor man's lands are taken away. There are tribals, forest dwellers living for centuries generations, maybe from the beginning of time, they are thrown away saying that they don't have occupation rights there. As far as I am concerned, I don't understand how city dwellers got occupation rights. If those who have born centuries ago or millions of years ago and lived in the jungles, forests, looking after the forests, living by the yields of the forest, if they have no right to exist, then absolutely all city dwellers have no right to occupy houses, plots, lands in the cities. We have and our governments have manipulated things, and today the helpless forest dwellers, the aboriginals, the original citizens of this country are thrown into the roads. Supreme Court has given several verdicts supporting the forest dwellers, the inhabitants of these forests, and directed the government to have a rehabilitation package for these forest dwellers in case the land has to be taken away from them for developmental reasons. In the name of development, can you imagine, the lands are given at 1 rupee an acre. They are leased out for 100 years, 200 years. Given on lease, not that they purchase it by paying the current market rate. None of these businessmen pay the current market rate. We may not grudge if they buy the lands at the market rate and give that market rate to these forest dwellers, whom we call also as Adivasis. When these Adivasis, these forest dwellers are educated by few motivated social workers, they are dubbed as Naxalites or Maoists. The motivated social workers have gone to the forest and have tried to educate the forest dwellers about their rights, etc., etc. But today, all over the country, the government is killing these Adivasis, dubbing them as Naxalites. We have certain institutions, certain associations, certain NGOs have made deep studies into this and found that most of the people killed in the name of Naxalites in encounters are all fake encounters. And Supreme Court has some time back ordered a CBI inquiry into all the encounter deaths that have taken place in the country, in various states for the last number of years. This directive of the Supreme Court is not being implemented. And time has come for us to rise and protest and demand this inquiry into the encounter deaths which have caused a lot of havoc to a number of communities. The Gujarat encounter case, not one case, there are a number of encounter cases. There is a case in point. One by one, the skeletons from the government cupboards are falling out and things are coming out after 10 years of persistent effort by certain social workers like Tista Setalwad, etc. Similarly, truth will come out only if Supreme Court takes up the inquiry about the encounter deaths. So this has to be done if real democracy has to exist in our country. The poorest of poor man should enjoy his rights, his right to life with dignity. Today, the right to life with dignity is only confined to only rich people. The poor people are not given any right to life with dignity. Thank you.